Welcome, thank you for joining me as we continue on our teaching in the series on the Hebrew alphabet, letters and their meanings. Now I hope you're enjoying this series as we go on, and it's opening your eyes to a whole different way of reading the scriptures. It is my prayer that as you go through and learn the meanings of these letters, and then at the end of this series we're going to go through a heap of different words revealing the powerful meanings that are shown through the meanings of the letters that make up the Hebrew words. So it is my prayer that upon understanding these meanings and upon understanding the Hebrew letters and language, that it will pique your interest to open this avenue up for a future further study for you. And I know that if you choose to do that, your understanding of the scriptures will it's another world. So I pray and hope that you would pursue understanding of the Hebrew language and understanding your scriptures from the Hebrew perspective. Now with that being said, let us now move on to the 18th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. So we'll first look at this letter in the square script. This word is pronounced Tzadi. And we can see the spelling of the word in Hebrew. It's a Tzadi, a Dalet, and a Yod. And this letter is pronounced Tzadi. It looks a little like a lowercase English Y with a flat bottom. Now there is another Hebrew letter that looks very similar to the Tzadi, and that is the letter Ayin. And here are the two side by side. We see the Tzadi on the left, and we see the Ayin on the right. Now, depending on the Hebrew text font you are reading, these letters can be challenging to distinguish one from another. It's just something to be aware of. Now let's have a look at this letter Tzadi, what it looks like in the Paleo script. And as we can see, it doesn't look much like the square script. Quite different. The last script we'll look at is the pictograph, which are like pictures of what the letter is representing. So the pictograph of the letter Tzadi is as follows, as you can see on your screen. As you can see, it is very similar to the Paleo script. It is just drawn facing a different direction. It looks like a stick figure drawing of a person laying down, if you like, in a hunting position. The three forms next to each other look like this. So we see the Tzadi there on the left hand side, the modern square script. In the middle is the Paleo, and on the right is the pictograph. So we can see how this letter has changed over time and ended up in the modern square script, going from a stick figure drawing of someone laying down like in a hunting position and carried through to the square script in what we have today. This letter is also one of 5 Hebrew letters that have a final form. The final form is found when the letter is the final letter in a Hebrew word. Here is the letter in its normal and final form. So on the left here we have the normal form of the letter Tzadi, and on the right this is its final form, and this will be found when it's the last letter of a Hebrew word. Now, some of the meanings of this letter are to chase, to hunt, a trail, journey, to wait, and trouble. These meanings can be seen in the pictograph script as it shows the picture of a man laying down, if you like, in waiting, in the hunting position, ready to pounce or chase any prey. Now, some of the Hebrew words that start with the letter Tzadi are as follows. The first word we will cover is pronounced Zavar, and this means army, host, war, warfare, service, and to mobilize. This is the root for a title of Yahweh. And we know the title is Yahweh, Lord of Hosts. So in Hebrew we would say Yahweh Zavaot. And that's this root word, Zavar, Lord of Hosts, which is one of the meanings of the word. The next word I want to show you is pronounced Tzadi, and it's to be just, to be righteous, righteousness, and justice. This is really interesting. In post-biblical Hebrew, it is the name for the planet Jupiter, meaning the planet of righteousness. And in modern culture, it is also known, Jupiter is also known as the king planet. Very interesting, isn't it? And the next word I want to show you that starts with the letter Tzadi is pronounced Zavar. And this is the word to command, order, and charge. So this is the root for the commandments of Yahweh, Zavar. Another word that starts with the letter Tzadi is pronounced Zakak, and this means to laugh, laughing in a playing way, or can be a ridiculing type of laugh, so you can have a positive and a negative laugh. And this is the root for the name Isaac, meaning he laughs. So in Hebrew, it's actually, Isaac's name is pronounced Yitzhak, and this is the root, Zakak, meaning to laugh. The next Hebrew word I want to show you is pronounced Zaid, and this is related to the Tzadi, the pronunciation of the letter, and it means hunter, hunting, game, food, and provision. And this word is given as descriptions given for Nimrod and Esau, as they were hunters. Another word I want to show you is pronounced Zaitz, and this means to bloom, blossoming, flower. It's the same root for fringes and tassels that people wear on their garments, known as zitzits. And these zitzits, if you look at them closely, they can resemble a flower or a blossom. So we see the connection here in the tassels and the blooming and blossoming of a flower. Another word is pronounced Zalem, and this is the word image, semblance, and idol. Interesting to note, in modern Hebrew, this is the word to photograph. Why? Because when you photograph something, you're taking an image. So this is the word used when Yahweh said, "Let us make man in our image." That's this word. Another word I want to show you is pronounced Zamak, and this means plant, to sprout, growth, to spring up and expand. And this is also one of the titles for Yeshua the Messiah, Zamak. The next word is pronounced Tzadi, and this is the same as the letter, the pronunciation of the letter Tzadi, and it means side, lateral, and fish hook. And the name of this Hebrew letter, it's connected with also hunting and catching. As you recall, going back to the pictograph script of this letter, it's like that man laying on his side in that lateral position, hunting and waiting to catch something. And the last word I want to show you that starts with the letter Tzadi is pronounced Zara'af, and this is the word leprosy, and to erupt. So when you see leprosy, especially in the Old Testament, like with Miriam, and they had to go outside the camp if they had this skin affliction, this was Zara'af. And it's connected with the same root for the Hebrew word wasp and hornet, as they are angry. When disturbed and once stung, a person's skin erupts and wells up into welts. So you see the connection here with the meaning to erupt. And this is what the skin condition does on somebody's skin. It erupts, it rises up, it welts up, it looks angry, like an infection. So there are other words we could have covered, and I've chosen some that you may or may not be familiar with. Others I have highlighted as they have a different meaning in the original Hebrew language, as what the English language translations show. There are some words that have a relationship with the meaning of the letter Tzadi, like Zaid, which is a hunter, and Tzadi, which is one who is on his side waiting in ambush for their prey, and Zamak, which is to sprout up or spring forth like a hunter towards their prey. So you can see different words connecting with one another. So next time I'll be teaching about the 19th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which is the letter Kuf. So until then, may Yahweh watch over you and protect you and bless you and your loved ones. So until next time, blessings and shalom.
Thank you for watching. We pray that this teaching has been a blessing to you. For more information, please go to www.ancientfoundationbiblefellowship.com. Shalom.